Okay, so it was about time I finally did this video. So back a while ago, me and Joe talked about me doing a series of music history. And with music history, I think everyone in broad culture knew that the first band I would bring into the music history series of our channel was gonna be Shinedown. Because I am a hoe for Shinedown. So without further ado, this is music history brought to you by Broad Culture. And today's band, Shinedown. The only band to have every single they've released to make it to the top 10 on the mainstream rock charts. They're only the second band to beat Van Halen's record of mainstream number one hits. While 3 Days Grace is number one at the moment, Shinedown is only number two. Shinedown also beat Foo Fighters' record for most top 10 rock radio airplays. They're also a dominating band on the active rock charts. So let's get into the history. Before Shinedown even formed, Brent Smith was working on his own uh, endeavors. He had a band named Dreve that was around late 80s, 2000. And that band, not late 80s, late 90s, bleh. And he had a band called Dreve. And it didn't quite work out. But then he had a developmental deal with Atlantic Records, and it formed Shinedown in Jacksonville, Florida. Brent Smith is a Knoxville, Tennessee native. And there he met with Barry Kirch, Jason Todd, and Brad Stewart, with Brent Smith being the frontman, lead vocalist, and songwriter, Barry Kirch being the drummer, Jason Todd being the guitarist, and Brad Stewart being the bassist. And they did much recording for 2 years, and they released their first single, known as Fly From the Inside, which was released on March 25th, 2003. After that, it was announced that they had their album Leave a Whisper to be released May 27th, 2003. According to Brent Smith, he said that one person told him that the band would be lucky if they sold a low number of units, and they exceeded that expectation. On July 29th, 2003, they released a single for 45. Then, June 15th of 2004, they released a cover of Leonard Skinner's Simple Man, which garnered a huge amount of attention, and it's still a strong cover today, as the music video on Atlantic Records' YouTube channel is almost near 100 million views, and that would be a first for Shinedown. While Shinedown is such a great band and well known among the mainstream rock world, they don't have over 100,000 views on their videos. But that's just my thing. Then on July 13th of 2004, they released their final single for Leave a Whisper, which was Burning Bright. And between 2004 and 2005, they started work on their sophomore effort. On August 16th, 2005, they released the single Save Me. This was, I believe, their first number one. I can't quite remember. I'm going off a notebook. And then on October 4th, 2005, they released Us and Them. And it's not the best received Shinedown album. Then again, a lot of sophomore efforts from bands don't quite work out because they gotta find their own style, find what works, find out what doesn't work. Then, sometime in February 2006, they released the single I Dare You. This single got featured on No Mercy 2005 and WrestleMania 22. August 26th of 2006, they released the final single for Us and Them, which was Heroes. And After that time, there was a lot of feuding with bassist Brad Stewart, and it caused him to depart. That's when they brought in Zach Myers to be their bassist for the remainder of the tour dates that they had. Between 2006 and 2008, they were trying to figure out stuff, and they were writing new music. And then there was a falling out with their guitarist Jason Todd. So then, one time when they met with Eric Bass to produce music, Eric somehow joined the band. He became the band's bassist, and then Zach Myers was a guitarist. After that, Nick Perry came in somewhere and joined the band. Nick Perry at the time was the lead guitarist, and Zach was the rhythm guitarist, as seen in the music video for the first single that they would put out, Devour, which was released on May 5th, 2008. And that announced the release of their Sound of Madness album on June 24th, 2008. Now, sometime after the release of Devour, Nick Perry randomly left the band. I don't remember the exact reason, but it was the fact that he just left, so it was just now down to the four-piece that we all know and love of Brent Smith, Eric Bass, Zach Myers, and Barry Kirch. They released their single Second Chance on September 8th, 2008, and that single blew them up onto the mainstream scene. It's what garnered their popularity. It's one of their most well-known singles, one of their most popular singles, and it's what made The Sound of Madness one of their most successful records in their history. And it's what ultimately pushed them into becoming one of the dominating factors on rock radio and the mainstream rock charts. Then, their single, the eponymous Sound of Madness, was released February 23rd, 2009. Almost every single that they released for Sound of Madness reached number one on the mainstream rock charts, except for one, and that was If You Only Knew, which was released August 31st, 2009. After that, they released The Crow and the Butterfly as a single on April 6, 2010. Sometime afterward, Sylvester Stallone approached the band, asking them if they wanted to make music for the upcoming movie known as The Expendables. And they agreed. And they created the wonderful song known as Diamond Eyes, Boom Lay, Boom Lay, Boom. That was released June 15th of 2010. At some point between 2008 and 2009, Brent Smith had a son, which forced him to quit his drug addiction and work on recovering from alcoholism, stating that his son had saved him. At some point between 2010 and 2012, they started working on their fourth album, and it was considered a rebirth of the band, them finding what their sound was going to be, because after lineup changes and soul searching, they decided what it was going to be that they were going to do. And on January 3rd, 2012, they released the first single of that new rejuvenated sound they were talking about, called Bully. And there they announced the release of the album Amaryllis for March 27th, 2012. This was their second album to go platinum next to The Sound of Madness. And during this album cycle, Brent Smith had completely quit drug addiction, completely quit alcoholism, completely quit food addiction. And he had gone through intense workout sessions and lost weight and added a lot more power to his voice. On March 13th, 2012, they released Unity, which reached number 2 on the charts. Then Enemies was released as a single on July 17th, 2012. I'll Follow You was released February 5th, 2013. Adrenaline was reached August 13th, 2013, which I think was also number 2 on the mainstream charts. Through the Ghost was released March 27th, 2014. And after that, of course, there was another album preparation time span that they had to do. And they had many Caesars set up in 2015 leading up to the first single for their new album. And that single was Cut the Cord, which was released on June 29th, 2015. This single ended up being one of their biggest singles and a record setter for one of the most long lasting singles in the year of 2015 on the mainstream charts. It lasted number 1 for a long time. It was the theme song for Hell in a Cell 2015 in WWE, and it's their most popular single to date based on YouTube views of the music video. And with that, their album Threat to Survival was released on September 18th, 2015. The album wasn't well received, but I liked it, mainly because it was a shift from sound, and a lot of stuff was not as layered as previous albums. It was more stripped down and raw. It was also revealed in an interview that Brent Smith said he had started drinking again whenever they worked on this album, but since then he has not touched any alcohol since. On October 9th, 2015, they released State of My Head, which was also a song that made another record as one of the most played songs of 2015. On April 5th, 2016, they released a single for the song Asking For It. Then, October 4th, 2016, they released the single How Did You Love, which 3 out of 4 of these singles that were released for Threat to Survival made it to number 1. Asking For It only made number 2 in the mainstream rock charts. During their fall 2016 tour, Eric Bass started working on composing music, and it brought up speculation of what their new album was going to be like. And with that, there was the word going around that they were working on a new album. And of course they were. And interviews teasing and leading up to the new album were saying that some music was going to be based off these compositions that Eric Bass made. And on March 7th, 2018, they released their first single, Devil, for the album Attention, Attention, which was released May 4th, 2018. Devil showed a return to their very strong hard rock sound. At some point in April, they released a supporting video called The Human Radio, which was track 13 off the album. Then they released a single, Get Up, on August 8th, 2018, in addition to lots of campaigning for mental health awareness and suicide awareness. Then, on March 1st, 2019, they released a single for Monsters. And so far, every single that was released for Attention Attention has made it to number 1 on the mainstream rock charts. And this has led them to 13 number 1 mainstream rock hits. And they're only one single behind for 3 Days Grace for getting the record of most number 1 mainstream rock hits. So there you have it. The band known as Shinedown. How they went from people who didn't have much of a scene in music suddenly becoming legends of modern rock. They're still going strong. It has also been said that they're working on new stuff that's really new for them that will be on their 7th album. Hard to believe they're already working on the next one already. It was also revealed late August 2019 that they had just gotten done filming for so many music videos that they basically said it was a movie. It was also revealed in a stat earlier this year that Shinedown is actually the most touring rock band. Like, they tour more than any other band. They put in the most hours. Honestly, I love this band, and they put in so much hard work. So there you have it. That is the drawn out history of my favorite band, Shinedown. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe to our channel for much more content. See you next time.